Things are absolutely crazy right now. We officially got Phantasmal Flames in, at least the first wave. ETBs are delayed, so those aren't here. 3-pack blisters are also delayed. I don't know what's going on with all these delays, but it's absolutely crazy. So ETBs and 3-pack blisters won't be released for a couple weeks, so those might be pretty difficult to find. Like, you might find some at big box stores, but be careful out there. If you see like high prices on ETBs, that's because there's not as much hitting the market as there should be. So in a couple weeks, hopefully things will slow down a little bit in that area. And then you get wave 2 right away. Like wave 2 is supposed to hit in like 3 weeks. So we did get everything away. I'm working on getting everything set up. We're giving away 10,000 booster packs of Phantasmal Flames to kids. So I'm sending them to various LGS stores across the country. And then on Black Friday, they're going to be all handed out to kids for free to open. I'm going to go to a local game store and hand out free packs of Phantasmal Flames, 10,000 total packs, which is crazy. I'm going to give more details for that as we go, but I've been working on getting that broken down and started because I got to ship those out. But I also have to start on this Master Set giveaway. So for those who might be new to the channel, every single set release, we give away a Master Set to one lucky subscriber. So make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And the Unlucky Collector, you can find him on Instagram at The Unlucky Collector. He does the etch work for all of our Master Set giveaways, all of our Fan Clan binders. And this is what he put together for Phantasmal Flames. I've talked about it a few times because I just love it. I think it looks absolutely sick. So we've got to fill this thing out. Right now it's empty, but we're going to open up a little bit of product. I actually got a case, which is more than I've opened recently, like at all, but it's damaged. I don't know what happened, if the pallet jack like ran into it, but it's damaged. It's probably just like one box that's damaged in here, but we're going to rip into this case and see what pull rates look like, get a little test and a feel, and we're going to use this case to start the Fan Clan Master Set, and then Friday's video of this week, that's when the giveaway will go live. That'll be the video that you want to like comment on and leave a like on, so that way you're entered to win. So make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, and then come back on Friday to make sure that you enter to win the Fan Clan Master Set. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too bad because it is a smaller set. There's less special illustration rares. There's just, I think, just that one Mega Hyper Rare like that Charizard, right? So hopefully we'll get lucky in this case and we'll pull the bulk of it, and then we'll just buy the rest of it. So that way we can give away the Master Set to one of you guys. So yeah, let's go break into this damaged case. So I'm breaking out the old camera just because it's easier for sorting. I've got the case right here. We're probably going to open up the damaged box first. I heard that damaged boxes hit differently, so I'm a little curious to see what this looks like. I'm going to sort as I go, and I'm just going to rip pretty quickly because I'm sure a lot of you have already seen openings. So we're going to take out this. Look at this thing, is terrible. It's all smushed. I don't know how bad the cards are going to be. Hopefully they're not too bad. Oh my goodness, look at this poor booster box. It's destroyed. I'm sure some of the packs inside got hurt, but we'll take a look at it and see how it. Hopefully it's not like a Charizard Mega Hyper Rare or Special Illustration Rare that took the brunt of it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how bad these look on the bottom. Oh man. Oh yeah, they look a little. Well, this doesn't look great. We'll see how it looks, I guess. But like I said, I'm going to sort as I go, and I'm going to rip through things fairly quickly. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use these. Let's just see what we get first before we jump into things. So this is how I pretty much sort, like as I go. So I'll make a pile of like commons and uncommons, which I'm putting over to the side, and then I'll make a pile of holographic rares, trainers, reverse hollows, energy codes, and then I'll have a pile of the ultra rares. I do that just because it's easier to sort through like bulk that way. A lot of times the trainers have like a little bit of value associated with them as you go, so sometimes I mess the piles up, especially when I'm talking, as we've got our first illustration rare, which is a Nimble. Not too many illustration rares in this set, and the good thing about pull rates for the Mega Block so far, at least with Mega Evolution set number 1, was that the illustration rares were better as far as pull rates go. You got 4 per booster box, so I'm hopeful that maybe we'll get like 4 per booster box with this one. So then this case should have like all of the illustration rares pretty much taken care of. Special illustration rares still a little bit more difficult to pull. Those are like 1 out of 72 packs, so I'm not, I mean, we should pull 2, maybe we'll pull 2. but I think there's only like 5 in the set. And like I said, we're going to go through things pretty quickly as we've got our first Mega Charizard right there. So we've got a Mega Charizard EX. That's just the regular art variant. There's a few different variants in this set. And then you obviously have the Mega Charizard Ultra Premium Collection that releases also. It was crazy, like the delivery today, because things have been so delayed. So the delivery today was, what was it? It was this. It was the Phantasmal Flames, as we've got a Mega Sharpedo EX. It was Phantasmal Flames, but then also Trainer Toolkits, the Mega Diancie and Gengar Battle Decks, and Charizard UPCs, and I think that was it. And then, as we've got, our first Battle Cage. That's pretty cool. And then I think I got notification of the Prismatic Figure Collection shipping. We haven't gotten, we don't get many of those, but I think those are starting to ship too. Everything's been delayed. And it's weird how it happens too, because you see some of that stuff pop up at like big box stores. They are under a completely different release schedule than what normal like LGSs are under. So, well, they're supposed to be under the same release schedule. We're going to get an SIR. We're going to get an SIR right away. Look at that. Holy buckets. All right, so we've got a Rotom EX. We got to check, make sure this isn't too damaged. This is actually like a few packs in, so it looks like it's pretty safe. Look at that. Holy buckets, I wasn't expecting an SIR so quickly. I do like Rotom a ton, so this is really, really cool. If you have been watching the channel for a while, I was a big fan of the Lost Origin alternate art Rotom, which actually isn't too badly priced right now. I think it's only like $25, which is fairly reasonable. But I was chasing it and chasing it. I think I ended up opening up over 3,000 packs of Lost Origin, like spread out over time, before I finally pulled it. It was absolutely insane. But I just love the artwork on it. I love all the different Rotoms hanging around on the card. So I am excited about the Rotom. But my biggest card that I want to pull in this set, or I guess my chase card personally, and you can let me know what you think in the comment section down below as far as what your chase is. I really like Ludicolo. Ludicolo is in my top 5 favorite Pokemon, so I'm excited to see Ludicolo, the illustration rare that's in the set. There's not too many illustration rares in the set. I think there's only 11? I want to say there's 11 because they included the Meowth. And then there was another one that they included as well. So I think there's 11 in the set. So it shouldn't be too bad. We should pull it, I would think, if we're opening up 6 booster boxes. So I would expect to see the Ludicolo. That's the one that I'm most excited about, is we've got a Mega Lopunny. It should be fairly easy to pull the majority of the set if you're opening up a few boxes. Obviously, the special illustration rares are going to be tough. I know boxes are obviously difficult to get right now, especially at decent price points. We have not sold any, look at that Piplup. We have not sold any Phantasmal Flames as of yet. So we'll probably do drops similar to what we did last time. So make sure to join the Discord. There's a link in the description down below to join the Discord. I did a drop on the YouTube community tab. I did a drop in a video. I did a couple of drops on Discord. And we'll just keep doing drops at different times of the day, different days of the week, and kind of trying to hit as many people as we possibly can. And then we'll sell these at MSRP, and we'll sell the second wave at MSRP as well, just to try and get as much product as we can out there. We are donating, obviously, a lot of packs to the Phantasmal Flames giveaway for kids to open, but we still have a fair amount of boxes that we'll be able to sell, and then I was able to get donations from a lot of other stores as well. Collector came through with a donation for packs, and then there's a few other stores, as we've got Togedemaru, and actually one of the distributors too, Mad Al Distributors, came through with a big donation of packs. Actually, I called every distributor and emailed every distributor as well if I didn't get anybody on the phone. And Mad Al was, holy buckets, we've got the full art Mega Charizard. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's sick. That actually looks pretty cool. Mad Al was the only one that came through. So I reached out to, I don't remember how many there are. There's like 15 distributors in the United States. And I would say probably like 5 of them got back to me, maybe 4, and told me that it just wasn't possible, that demand was too high, which I get. I mean, it's tough. You want to service all your customers and things like that. But Mad Al was the one that came through and said, yeah, we'd love to help out, you know, if you're giving these away, if you're sure that these are going to be given away to kids and they're going to be opened up by kids. Mad Al was the distributor that came through Clutch and donated a fair amount of packs. Troll and Toad came through. Trollandtoad.com came through with a bunch of packs to donate. So there's going to be a lot of happy kids, which I'm really, really excited about. And the plan is to record content, not just at the store that I'm going to, which is going to be the Poke Shop in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, as we've got a Mega Diancie. But all the other stores that we're going to work with too. So like Rip and Chip Gaming is going to be doing a giveaway on Black Friday. Player One Services, as we've got a Miss Magius. Player One Services is going to be doing a pack giveaway on Black Friday. I've got Tabletop Village, which is located out in Seattle. And then there's a few more stores. So I will record a video and you can see if there's any stores in your area that are going to participate. I wanted to do it kind of spread apart, but also make sure that each store got like 1,000 packs. So there's not a ton of stores. And then the goal is to kind of continue doing stuff like this where we just keep giving back during this climate where things are a little bit rough, trying to grow the community as much as possible. So it's just something that we can hopefully do. Obviously, we get a little bit bigger allocations, and I've been involved in Pokemon for a very long time, so I've built up some decent connections with store owners and things like that. So I'm very, very excited to be working with some of these store owners to get these packs in the hands of kids who may not get the opportunity to, you know, find packs on as regular of a basis as people who might be able to go out and hunt a little bit. As we've got a Mega Gengar. We're getting a lot of hits. This is crazy. And I know it's not easy for everybody. Obviously, everybody is struggling right now. So just doing what we can. Basically doing what we can to see how things go. This set will be interesting to see how it does competitively. We've had a little bit of a break between regional events. Milwaukee was the last regional, but now we've got Las Vegas coming up soon. So we'll see how Phantasmal Flames does as things kind of shift in the competitive field. And then you have, rotation is like looming. It's crazy to think about, but we're moving into 2026 in less than 2 months. And then we'll be looking ahead to rotation. Obviously, there's a fair amount of events prior to rotation happening, but that's going to mix up everything. You know, obviously, Gardevoir will be gone, I think. Mega Gardevoir could be a thing, I guess. We'll see how things unfold as we've got a full art Oricorio. There we go, not bad, Oricorio. Lots of hits. We got a special illustration. We got a couple packs left still from this first damage booster box. So maybe it's true. Maybe damage booster boxes hit a little bit differently. Or maybe pull rates on this set will be absolutely busted. Mega pull rates, or I don't even know what to say. I literally don't even know what to say right now. I was not expecting to pull it. Okay, so the damage box, if your goal is to find a booster box that's been like hit by a pallet jack and damaged, and then you will pull a Mega Hyper Rare Charizard EX. What are the chances? Holy buckets, that's crazy, dude. So yeah, we won. We won today. Today we won. So I feel really good about the Master Set now. That's one less card that I'll have to buy. I cannot explain to you how big that is for me. I recently just released a video. I'm acting like this is alive, and this is just a video that I recorded. We're going to go through the hits from this first box, first of all, before I launch into my story. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is 17 hits, which is insane. So you got a Mega Hyper Rare and a Special Illustration Rare. I want to count the illustration rares. 1, 2... so there was only 3 illustration rares, so that could be interesting. We'll have to check that in the next box, but that also could be because we got some wild cards like the Special Illustration Rare and this Mega Hyper Rare. So that'll be very interesting to look as we continue on with these next several boxes. That's crazy. I was not expecting one box to open up and then it to be... Yeah, that was the only damage box in the case. This one looks fine. So we'll break into it and see how things keep going. That was bonkers. I can't believe that. Anyways, I released a video a few days ago going over completing the master set of Mega Evolution, which was the last set that we gave away. And I did it all at Card Party. So Card Party was in Seattle, and I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to open much of anything of the set. I think I opened up like a few boxes prior to going, as we've got a full art Miss Magius. This would be crazy if we could complete like the entire set in one case to give away. That would be insane. But yeah, I went to Seattle under the impression that I would just buy everything, buy and trade for everything I needed. I knew Bulk Alley was going to be there, so I was hopeful that there was going to be a decent amount of Mega Evolution that would be opened, and then a lot of the bulkier cards would be put in Bulk Alley. So we went through that, but going through and like buying all of the Special Illustration Rares, especially at a time, because it was right after Mega Evolution had just released. So I think it was the week after release. So like the Gumshoes was going through buyouts, and that was getting hyped. And the Vulpix was very expensive. That one got hyped. So it was kind of nuts. But the Mega Lucario and the Mega Gardevoir gold cards, I think I had to pay like $600 a piece for, or maybe it was $500 for the Lucario. I think it was $600 a piece for each of them, which was nuts. And then I did trade. Like I traded in the favor for people just because, you know, I wanted to make people happy. Like it was just a fun thing to do. But it got really expensive really fast. So it is really cool that we could, as we've got an Antipalm, that's pretty cool. It was really cool that we were able to just pull that Mega Hyper Rare, that Mega Ultra Rare Charizard, because now we don't have to buy it. Now we can just put it in the Master Set to give away, and that's one less card that I need to buy for the Master Set, which is sick, because anything that I pull here is going to go in that Master Set, which is very exciting. So I'll still have to buy the Mega Hyper Rare Charizard for my own personal Master Set as I continue. I'm doing this journey of trying to collect every single Master Set. So I started this in the summer, and I've gotten to a point where I have almost every single Master Set at least started in binders. So all these binders behind me over here, they all have at least the start of Master Sets. And I would say I've probably got like 20 Master Sets completely done, but we've got a long way to go. So this is a journey that I'm like recording shorts for every single day, so you can follow along. You just got to hit that subscribe button, and you can find me on like TikTok also, and you can find me on the Collector app, because I'm updating my Collector app every day. So I'm at Real Danny Phantump on Collector if you want to follow me over there. Just to kind of see like how like the value that adds up. It's insane. But I'm working on that, so I'll still have to find another Mega Hyper Rare Charizard, you know, as we move forward. But that's big. That's really cool. So maybe we'll get lucky. We'll pull the Special Illustration Rare, and we'll get like the 2 most expensive cards in the set taken care of right out of the gates. That would be wonderful. I do sort like this also because it makes it easier for Master Set building. So I'm a big fan of Master Sets. So obviously trainers go at the end of the set, but then also I like to, I'll sort like this, and then when I'm building the Master Set, I'll take all the commons and uncommons and I'll start sorting them by type, because then obviously you have like grass comes first, and then fire, and then water, and then electric, and then psychic, and then fighting, and you just keep going in order of all the typings of the set. So I'll go that route, and then I can sort the trainers and things like that, but it makes it a little bit easier for that aspect of things. So this is pretty much how I sort, like even if I were to just open for fun, which I don't really do much anymore, unfortunately. But if I were just to open for fun and was just feeling like ripping some packs, you know, like I would sort this way. Especially sorting all the trainers out is a really big deal. A lot of people don't do that, and I highly recommend doing it. A lot of people will literally just take the pack, rip it open, and see if they've got like an ultra rare hit, and that's it. But a lot of times, like you look at Black Bolt and White Flare, for example, like the Hilda is worth more than a lot of the bulk ultra rares that you could pull, those double rare cards, the regular EXs. An uncommon Hilda is worth more than a lot of those. So pulling your trainers out and setting them to the side, even if you don't intend on like selling them right away, they come in handy as like good trade bait, especially if you go to a local league or you intend on hitting up maybe a regional event at some point, as we've got our first Yamper, which is a big deal. That's good. I should keep these separate. That's what I should do. I'm going to keep these hits separate so I can count. We had 17 hits in the first box, which was insane. So we're going to put these over here, and then we can count to see how many we get in the second box. 17 hits is almost like 1 out of every 2 packs, which is crazy to think about. If you were around, so we've got another Mega Gengar there. If you were around during the like black and white era, like I remember opening up booster boxes of black and white, and even XY, it was rough. Like getting 4 hits a booster box or 5 hits a booster box, and then you would be, I mean, you'd have to be kind of excited about that, as we've got a Mega Heracross full art. We're checking off a lot on this master set. I wish I would have a booklet with me, but since ETBs are delayed, obviously I didn't get any booklets because I didn't get any ETBs. So I'll have to look at like the collector app or something like that to get an accurate. Pokelector also does a good job of putting out like the set information, as we've got a Zacian. That's pretty cool too. Dang, okay. We're getting a lot of hits, which is good. Checking off boxes, and they're unique hits too. Like you're gonna expect to pull a lot of duplicates of the double rares, or yeah, the double rares, but the full arts, the ultra rares, and the illustration rares, like if we can continue to pull more unique items in that area, like that's less cards that we have to really worry about pulling or buying, which is great. So this master set is already off to a fantastic start. And then we're just gonna buy, hopefully we won't need to purchase even that much when all is said and done. So definitely making some headway. Obviously, we got 1 special illustration rare already done. We got the Mega Hyper Rare already done. Pulling 2 in 1 box is crazy to even think about, as we've got a full art Rotom, which is pretty cool. Like pulling, you remember the days when it was like Scarlet and Violet came out, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, you could pull 2 special illustration rares in 1 box, or you would pull a special illustration rare and a hyper rare in 1 box. That was like goated pull rates. That was amazing. But in the product I've opened up since then, you know, pulling 2 special illustration rares in 1 box, or a special illustration rare and a hyper rare, it could happen, but not very often. So it's pretty cool to see it happen in the same box, especially the first box that we opened up, which is really neat. So definitely feeling pretty good so far with the way that this opening is going. Very happy. I don't know, like maybe if we pull the special illustration rare Charizard, we can just cut it. Just open up. Now we're gonna open. We'll see how things go. That would be crazy. Can you imagine if we could pull that also? I'm just trying to think of, like, obviously there's no script on this. This is just me kind of thinking in my head while I'm doing this. But I'm like, well, if I could pull the special illustration rare Charizard right away, that's 3 more boxes that I could sell at MSRP. Like then, like those are the 2 more expensive cards. You know, like testing pull rates a little bit is fun, but we'll see how things go. But this is crazy, crazy to see. Really good start. Makes me happy. I hope pull rates are strong. Like, I'm very curious. I got to go back and obviously count all these ultra rares that we've just pulled to see what illustration rares look like. I hope they didn't go back to like 3, because this is a smaller set. So that'll be a little bit interesting to see as we get a little bit bigger of a sample size. I will have a full pull rate breakdown in Friday's video. So this box was definitely probably less, much less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hits. So this was a terrible box compared to the 17 hits that we just got. And it looks like this one again is only 3 illustration rares. So I don't know. Obviously it's very early on yet. I'm gonna move some of this bulk over here. But we'll break into another box and we'll see how box number 3 looks. But it'll be interesting to see if we get 4 illustration rares in this one. We did get 4 illustration rares on average in Mega Evolution, which was great, but that was a much bigger set than what we're dealing with right now. Illustration rares, much smaller count in this set. So box number 3, we'll see what we can pull here as we start out with a Mega Lopunny. I keep wanting to say Mega Kangaskhan when I pull a Lopunny, because for some reason the coloring just looks the same to me. But it's obviously Mega Lopunny, which is a very different Pokemon than Mega Kangaskhan. So very interesting to see. Pull rates, we'll have a full breakdown on Friday's video. I have a store that I work with, so they're going to open up a fair amount of products still, and they'll be able to help me out with pull rates. And then I have a few other people who are opening up a decent chunk of product that'll be able to help me out with pull rates too. So this is Paldean Wooper. This was added to the set. Wasn't in, I don't believe it was in Mega Inferno, which is the Japanese set of this variant that came out. So that was Meowth and Paldean Wooper were the two illustration rares that got added to our Phantasmal Flames set. So yeah, we'll see if we can pull 4. Obviously, that's the goal because that's what we were used to with Mega Evolution. But it is very possible that they could have cut back on illustration rares because they were so strong as far as pull rates go in Mega Evolution. So we shall see as we continue on with box number 3 here. We've got a Rotom EX, which looks pretty cool. Rotom EX is cool. I like the artworks now on the regular EXs, the double rares, how they kind of come off the picture a little bit. Makes it feel a little bit more immersive. I haven't looked too closely at quality. Quality's been an issue for English sets for a while now. And I'm hopeful that with all these delays, as we've got another Mega Charizard EX, this regular Mega Charizard EX does look really dope though. I really like the artwork on it. As you can see, is like claw coming off the print, which is really cool. Artwork on, I will stand by that we are in like the golden age of Pokemon card collecting as far as artwork goes. All the different like niches that they're adding in, the fun things that they're doing with cards, the story cards, things like that. Like it's very, very cool, refreshing to see Pokemon continue to evolve, pun not intended, with their artwork. Really kind of separating themselves. Hey, there's my boy. Nice, dude. This is the card that I'm most excited to pull. This one is sick looking. Holy buckets, look at that dude. He's so happy. It's so colorful in the background. That is one happy dude. Look at how happy he is, just kind of skipping around. Oh, I love it. That looks so good. Ludicolo is an awesome Pokemon. Definitely in my top 5. Chandelure continues to be my #1 favorite, but yeah. As we've got a Full Art Dawn, which isn't bad. I think is that our first Full Art supporter that we've pulled so far? So that's pretty cool. Full Art Dawn right there. Not too bad. This box is doing okay so far as the start goes. I've not pulled a Special Illustration Rare since the Rotom in the first box. So we'll see if we can find another one in box number 2. Usually you'll get 2 per case based off of, well, you might get 3 per case based off of pull rates. Pull rates are like 1 out of 72 packs, but we did pull that Mega Hyper Rare, so that might offset this case a little bit, which might make it worth opening the case just to see if we pull 3 Special Illustration Rares. I don't know, pull rates are always so interesting to kind of look at. It's one of my favorite things to look at. It was so much easier back in the day when we could just basically open up unlimited product because it was more beneficial almost to sell singles than it was to sell sealed, because selling sealed was, you wouldn't make anything. It would just be a loss. And you could at least sell the singles and sell the code cards and sell the bulk and break even a little bit. And I would be able to help out like my competitive friends a lot with cards that they need for deck building and things like that, or a Choreo EX, but can't really do that anymore because product is so scarce and tough to get. So we used to open up, you know, a couple thousand packs with every set release, and now we are opening, I mean, this set we're opening 216, right? We're opening up this case. That's the most we've opened of a set since Surging Sparks, I think, was the last time we opened up over 1,000 packs. So it's been a long time since we've opened up a lot. Maybe Journey to, no, we didn't, I don't remember. Maybe Journey Together we opened up a decent amount still. I know we didn't for Prismatic Evolutions because that was such a tough set to find. And selling at MSRP right now, there's just so few stores doing it. So if we're going to sell at MSRP, we want to try and hit as many customers as we possibly can. So definitely not opening up as much. As we've got the Full Art Mega Sharpedo, which actually looks really sick with the background, the silhouette of the Sharpedo in the background. That's actually really, really cool looking. Wow, I like it. Very neat. As I'm dropping some bulk. This is part of the problem with sorting in a confined area, is that sometimes you just spill bulk all over yourself. But we'll see, continue this case here and see how things end up finishing. I'm not getting a good sense of illustration count because I'm trying to talk while doing this. And then I kind of lose sight of what I'm looking for here. As we've got a Mega Diancie. Not bad. Okay, take a Mega Diancie. All right, see if we can find another Special Illustration Rare in this box maybe. Found one in the first box, but have not pulled one since then. This is box number 3 of 6, so we're almost halfway done. And then maybe we'll get lucky, and I think if we do pull the Charizard, maybe we'll stop, and if we don't, we'll just keep going through the rest of the case and see what comes out. Trying to get as much of the Phantasmal Master Set done as we possibly can. It seems, all right, so we got a full art Ignition Energy. Seems like those are a little bit less as well. As far as like those full art item cards go, it'll be really interesting to see how pull rates break down. Judging by these first couple of boxes so far, it seems to be a little widespread, and it does seem to be different than what we experienced as we've got our first Dugong, which is pretty cool. It does seem to be a little bit different than what we experienced with Mega Evolution. Again, it's way too early to be able to know for sure. Because we are only 3 boxes in, but I was very curious on if they would change anything, and normally they don't with a gen. Now this is, Mega Evolution is more of a block. There's only going to be a handful of sets before we get through this block and move on to the next gen. So pull rates could be more specific to the set. In Scarlet and Violet, they changed pull rates kind of with 151. And then they changed them again with Temporal Forces. Usually they don't change pull rates in the middle of a gen, but they did, I think because statistically it became more difficult to pull a regular art EX. As we got another Mega Charizard, that's one in every box so far, it became statistically more difficult to pull a regular EX card in a set like Obsidian Flames, which was a much smaller set. Because of variables and things like that. Like a regular art Glamora was more difficult to pull than the Special Illustration Rare Charizard, which isn't obviously supposed to be the case because obviously they're all secret rares nowadays, but yeah, it was just, I think that's the reason that they changed it. So we'll see as we get through more boxes here. It doesn't look like we're gonna pull a Special Illustration Rare in this one. We obviously could pull one in the next box. There's still plenty of time for, you know, a second and a third to come because we still have 3 boxes left. So we'll take a look quick at this box and see how things broke down. So we went 17 hits and then 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So just slightly better. There's 1 Illustration Rare, 2, 3, 4. So we did get 4 in that one. So maybe Illustration Rares will either be the same or just slightly worse. And again, we're only 3 boxes in. There were boxes of Mega Evolution where people pulled 5. So this is very possible. It's too early to tell. Too small of a sample size. Even once we get through all 216 of these packs, that'll give us a little bit of an understanding, but not a good enough understanding. So by Friday, in Friday's video, we'll have a much better understanding of what pull rates look like because it'll be over 1,000 pack sample size, which I think you really need in order to understand rarity pull rates. I think we need that. So as we got another Ambipom, that's our second one of those. But other than that, we haven't pulled too many Illustration Rare duplicates. I don't know what Illustration Rares we're even missing. Because we have pulled 3, 6, we've pulled 10 so far, so we're definitely missing a couple. But for the most part, they've all been unique. So it's been 10 unique ones. I think there's 11 in the set, so maybe we are only missing 1 illustration, unless I pulled a double and don't remember, which is also very, very possible based on the time of day it is right now while I'm recording this, and also the fact that I am trying to talk while doing this. Mega Heracross EX, I don't even know if we've pulled this one yet, as just a standard double rare. So that's pretty cool. Might be a little bit new. Still just the 1 Special Illustration Rare, but I think, and now I can't remember the set, if there's only I think there's only 1 Mega Hyper Rare in the set, right? Just Charizard? Now I'm second guessing myself on everything. When I don't have my ETB booklet, I'm like lost. I feel lost right now. As we've got another Oricorio. I know we've pulled that. I know we pulled the full art. And I know the special illustration rare isn't in this set. Maybe this will be another busted box. So the first one was 17 hits. The second one was 14 hits. And the third one was 15 hits. A 17 hit box is just absolutely insane. All right, we're going to get another special illustration rare. But it's not going to be the Charizard. It is going to be the Mega Sharpedo. That looks so good. Why does that look so good? I don't even like Sharpedo that much. Holy buckets. That's sick. Wow. Dang. I was not expecting that to look so cool. Wow. That actually looks really clean. Okay, so that's number 2. We got 2 boxes left. So maybe we will pull a third one. Maybe pull rates will stay the same for that. That would be pretty cool. As we've got a Grimsley's Move. All right, another Grimsley in the set, which is pretty cool. So we'll take that. I think there's only one special illustration or trainer, right? It's just Hilda. I think Hilda is the only special illustration or trainer in this set. Oh man, I should have done some research before I recorded this video. What an amateur I am, just sitting here breaking into a bunch of packs without even really remembering what's all in the set. As we've got a Zacian illustration rare. I know we pulled that one before. So adding that one down there. So I think we'll probably pull mostly duplicates. There's got to be an illustration rare that I'm missing that I just haven't even thought of yet. Maybe we'll just pull it quick and then I'll be like, okay, I think we got them all. But this is a really good start on our master set. I'm sure there's some full arts that we're missing. Obviously, we're going to be missing a few special illustration rares, but for the most part, we should have the majority of the cards after opening a case, which is really, really strong. Hopefully that means that single prices will come out of the gate fairly low. I'm sure things like the Charizard will get bought out fairly quickly. But as more product gets opened, the fact that pull rates on this set look to be strong, much like what they were for Mega Evolution. Again, we can't confirm that as of yet. But with a smaller set size, that just means that there's going to be more available of each card because they're going to get pulled more frequently as long as pull rates continue to stay the same as what they were in Mega Evolution. So more availability means lower prices on the secondary market. So we might see cards start out high, but as more gets opened and that second wave comes out and even more gets opened, obviously that Charizard will probably stay expensive. But filling out the rest of the master sets, this one could be a set where wouldn't be too bad to master. Obviously the Charizard's going to be expensive, but the rest of the set might not be that bad, which is really strong. We saw a lot of prices falling like crazy for Mega Evolution when it came to that illustration rare category. Like we saw the Gumshoes get bought out, we saw the Marshadow get bought out, and we saw the Vulpix start out fairly expensive. But as more and more cards got open and people were like, well, these illustration rares are fairly easy to pull, as we've got another Yamper there, prices dropped substantially. So, I mean, that you're pretty hopeful that the same will happen with this one. Mega Gengar EX. Kind of sad that there's not a special illustration rare in this set, but very excited for Mega Dream. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. I'm just asking you guys to comment about everything. If you saw any of the leaks for Mega Dream as I'm recording this, I saw, I think it was PokeBeach who posted the image, and somebody else might have too, of the Enz Zekrom. So obviously we already had the Enz Reshiram as we've got our first fire breather. That actually looks pretty cool. The Enz Reshiram, which was in Journey Together, right? So now they showed the Enz Zekrom. Why did I sleeve up this Vileplume? I'll just leave it. Vileplume needs some love. And it's like the most potato image. Like it's worse than Fanny quality. It's worse than my quality. My video quality is pretty bad, but I don't know what they used to take that jumbled picture or how they downloaded that. It looks terrible. I'm sure a clearer image will come eventually, but that was so bad. But that one got revealed. And then there's other ones too, including that special illustration or Gengar and some other SIRs. So that'll be our next set. That'll be in January. That's, I believe, a specialty set. And that one's gonna go nuts. So if you think things are gonna slow down, we got like 2 months, which is crazy to even think about. It seems like we just had Mega Evolution release. Now here we are with, hey, Ludicolo, happy guy. Here we are with Phantasmal Flames releasing, and then we're looking at 2 months until Mega Dream releases. People probably already starting like pre-orders for that, which is insane because obviously allocations aren't even a thing yet, as we've got a Mega Diancie EX. So yeah, be careful out there when it comes to ordering stuff. But Mega Dream does look really good. Looking at pricing for the Japanese set of it, ridiculous. I think the cheapest I found was like 16,000 yen right out of the gates, which means that after tariffs and things like that coming over here, it would probably, you probably have to sell it like 130, 140, somewhere around there, which is crazy. So we kind of just passed for now. That's too much to ask people to pay. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll buy them. Hopefully it'll come down a little bit after release. That's what we've done with other sets. If we just don't carry anything on release, it's not the end of the world. We lose out on that business, but also don't want to like encourage too much like the super high prices. So it's all a balancing act, trying to figure out ethically the best way to run a business, which there's a lot of back and forth behind it. We don't have to get into it right now. But like selling and what prices to charge and things like that, it's very tough. Hey, Toxtricity, there's a new one. So that's an illustration rare we don't have yet. Is that the only one we needed? We're down to our last pack of box number 4. So Toxtricity, that's definitely a new one. We haven't pulled that one yet. That might be the last illustration rare we need. So we're gonna be able to make a lot of good progress on this Master Set. We'll see how this box did. It didn't seem to do too great. We pulled that SIR, but it didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 again. And it does look like 2, 3, 4. This is 5. 5 illustration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 illustration rares. So I would assume that we are looking at the same pull rates for this set as what we saw with Mega Evolution, which is very encouraging, especially when it comes to those illustration rares. So they're going to be relatively inexpensive, which is cool because then maybe I can just get a truckload of Ludicolos, which would be awesome. Like just having a binder full of Ludicolos would be sick. So we'll see how box number 5 treats us. If we can pull another SIR, it's every 2 boxes, but like I said, we might have thrown a little bit of a wrinkle in that by pulling the Mega Hyper Rare. So we'll see how things finish out here. But yeah, this is good, as we got another Nimble right there. Now I'm confused at which one was. All right, I think that's how it goes. Sorting as talking is not ideal, not recommended. At least not, my big brain cannot compute how to do it properly. So hopefully you can have better luck with it. As we've got another Mega Sharpedo full art, which still looks really good. So we'll take that one. Getting closer and closer to the end of this opening. Thank you for bearing with me as I struggle on what to fill the silence void with as far as what to talk about and what to say. I guess I could just talk about like my old competitive days and you could mute me and be like, yeah, I'm not listening to that. Empoleon EX full art. I'll take that. Empoleon EX used to be a decent competitive card. It had I forget what set it was that had Diving Jaw as its ability, which just kind of really helped with consistency in the deck, which was pretty cool. So Empoleon has had some glory days when it comes to competitive play. It wasn't like necessarily a staple, but it was still a very played card. Suicune had some playability back in the day with safeguard ability, which wasn't bad. Mega Pokemon in general were played infrequently. Like Mega Rayquaza was really good. We saw a little bit of an uptick with Mega Manectric, which wasn't bad. But for the most part, there wasn't really, like obviously Mega Mewtwo was a huge thing when Breakthrough came out. Psychic Infinity was a very strong attack for a long time. But it was really more so that format was just dominated by Night March. Because I sleeved another holographic rare. Just wanted Palmot to have a nice little home in a comfortable penny sleeve. Night March was very, very, very big. As we got another Meowth, because it was just, it could hit very heavy. It was super fast to set up, and it was just one prize attackers. Obviously your Joltix, Lampents wouldn't be used. It was pretty much just Joltix that you wanted to get out. If you had to settle for a Pumpkaboo, you would, but just a Joltik and then a DCE and then hit for $1 million, you know, hit for as much as you could and hopefully take out a Mega and collect your 2 prizes, or take out an EX and collect your 2 prizes. Hit for weakness on decks like Mega Rayquaza. And then Greninja Break was also a really big deck at that time as well. Trevenant Break was a big deck at that time. So Mega's never really had a fighting chance because there were so many other good decks at that time with Greninja and with Night March. So it'll be interesting to see how these mature as the format continues. The last regional event that we had, which was Milwaukee, it seemed like Mega Absol and Mega Kangaskhan definitely made a splash, which was good because I think it was expected that they just wouldn't be able to do super well. And then they ended up having a few spots in the top 8, which was really strong. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see as the format continues to mature and advance, and we move forward to next season, or next year, internationals, things like that, and then into the World Championships, which I'm really excited about. Next year will be my 3rd World Championships, assuming that Pokemon lets me come, as we get another Dugong right there, or invites me to go. I've been blessed, really because of you guys, to attend the last couple of Worlds. So 2 years ago was in Hawaii. That was my first ever experience at Hawaii. Had the time of my life. And last year I got to go to Anaheim. Had a lot of fun there. Next year it's in San Francisco, which I'm really excited about. It is like originally was supposed to already have tickets go on sale, but then there were delays and things like that. So tickets aren't going on sale, I believe, until next year now. So we'll see how everything unfolds with that, but it'll be a much different experience because Pokemon is focusing a lot more on the experience rather than just the tournament itself. So there'll be 2 different venues, which is really exciting. I'm very excited to see what they all have in store for the World Championships. So you'll have to let me know in the comment section down below if you're going, if you plan on attending. As we got another Mega Charizard EX. That's our 4th one. Just a double rare, obviously. Mega Charizard could be good competitively. It could have Charizard has, you know, historically been pretty good competitively. This one could also do well. We saw Radiant Charizard do really well. Obviously, Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames dominated the format for quite some time with Pidgeot. So this one looks like it could be okay. We'll see how it can keep up and how it deals with consistency issues that seem to be a little glaring initially. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Mega Charizard could be a thing. And then there's always like random decks that pop up that just all of a sudden start doing well. Hey, there's a new one, Flygon. Hey, we haven't pulled Flygon yet. How many? Maybe there's 13 illustration rares in this set, in which case I think we would still be missing one. But there's Flygon illustration. That's our first one of that. And if pull rates stay true, we should still pull one more special illustration rare. If not in this box, then in the last box. And it would be super cool to get that Charizard EX special illustration, or that Mega Charizard, out of the way. That would be absolutely clutch. Because then we would really just have to worry about like the special illustration rare Hilda, maybe a couple more, and then the master set will be done, which we have not had a master set that's been like easy to pull everything probably since Stellar Crown was probably the last one where it was super easy to get everything pulled because it was just such a small set. Now Journey Together was relatively small, so it wasn't terrible. This one I think is even a little bit smaller than that. I think there's only 5 special illustration rares in the set. I think, which is crazy. So we have a few packs left in this box, and then we'll dive into our last box. Doesn't look like anything here, but hopefully we'll pull one more special illustration rare. Again, we did pull that Mega Hyper Rare, which could throw off the balance a little bit as far as pull rates go, because I would assume the pull rates on that Charizard is probably still crazy. Like, I forget what it was that we determined for Mega Evolution, but whoa, there it is. It is 13 in this set. So we've got a Wigglytuff. I'm confident now that we've got all the illustration rares pulled. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Wigglytuff with a bunch of singing Jigglypuffs right next to it. That's sick. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 looks pretty standard. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 illustration rares again. So we had those 2 boxes with 3, and then we went 4, 5, 5. So yeah, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5. That's pretty crazy. All right, so last box. Last box, and we'll see how this one finishes up. We should get a special illustration rare. That's based off of pull rates. That's what my guess is. Get a better understanding of what the Mega Hyper Rare pull rates look like on Friday's video. We'll have a full breakdown of all the pull rates. And again, that's the one you really want to pay attention to for the Master Set giveaway, because that'll be the one that you'll have to like and comment on. So make sure you come back on Friday. Leave a comment on that video, because that's going to be the one you want to comment on. That's where the random comment picker will do its thing, and we'll pick a winner of that sick Mega Evolution, or I mean that sick Phantasmal Flames Master Set binder, that the unlucky collector. He's really upped his game. He told me that he upgraded some equipment, did some new things, so that's why it's like all colored. It looks so cool. He also donated to the Phantasmal Flames pack giveaway. So I got to give another shout out to the unlucky collector for being so goated. Like, that was unnecessary, and to help out like that is just a true pillar in the community. Like, really appreciate that. This was something that I just kind of had a random idea for, wanting to do, you know, what I can, just do what I can with the platform that I have, and the support from you guys as far as like encouragement goes, and then people like the unlucky collector just coming through and helping out, you know, whatever they can. It's just like no amount too small. Like, it was just unexpected and super, super nice. So I really appreciate that. And it's gonna, I mean, it helps. Everything helps, goes a long way, and we're gonna make a lot of kids happy with being able to get at least some product where they don't have to worry about waiting in this ridiculous line, hopefully, and overspending on packs. You know, they just get them for free, and hopefully help grow the community too. Like, that's what it's all about. I want content to be recorded, you know, showing, you know, positive vibes, and that way we can hopefully spread some positive vibes online. I wanted to work more with stores who run events, even if it's not like an official sanctioned league or anything like that, just casual play, like that would be fine. Like, I just wanted to focus on stores who are trying to build up a community and things like that in their local area. And right now the struggle has just been getting packs to the younger audience, getting packs to the younger community. So it'll be great once that comes. I'm very excited to be able to work with these stores, very excited to be able to meet all these great people and make everybody happy. That's always the goal, is make as many people happy as we possibly can. So yeah, we are coming down to the end. This box has started off a little bit slow. We still have over half of it left, as I sleeved up another. I'm good for like 1 holographic rare sleeve per box, it seems, which is a little bit interesting. But this box has seemed to start out a little bit slow on this side, so we'll see how it finishes. We got a few packs left on this side, and then we've got one more side, but it would be killer to pull that 3rd SIR if we can do it. And then I'd feel very confident about pull rates being still 1 out of every, you know, 2 boxes basically. But we're running through a little bit of a cold stretch right now. This could be, maybe this will be the worst box. I mean, we started out, the first box was 17 hits. All right, we're gonna get that special illustration rare, and it looks like it's gonna be the Dawn. I don't know why I said Hilda. Dawn. That's the one in the set. Oh man, all right, we'll take the Dawn, that's fine. So that's another special illustration rare. So I'm fairly confident that pull rates will stay very similar, which is encouraging. We will have to buy the special illustration rare Charizard, but at least we pulled, I mean, we pulled 3 special illustration rares. We pulled the Mega Hyper Rare Charizard. Like, that's sick. Like, I honestly couldn't ask for a better start to the Master Set outside of like the luckiest thing would have been to pull that special illustration rare Charizard. And who knows, maybe this is just like an error box and we'll get 2 special illustration rares in it, because karma will come around and be like, yeah, we're just giving this away anyway, so let's do 2. This box was damaged anyways, so let's just give it all up. it's not going to work that way, but that would be pretty cool if it did. We probably got about 15-ish packs left. So I really appreciate you guys who are still hanging in there through all of this, because it's been a long video. We're at the, I don't know what mark we're at right now, the 52 minute mark. So it's a long video sitting here watching me crack packs and probably plugging your ears as I continue to talk. But yeah, it's been a long video, so thank you so much to everybody who's still here, all the support, all the likes, all the comments, all the shares and the hypes and all that stuff. You guys make this really fun. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, so thank you so much for all of your support. It seems like we haven't gotten too many illustration rares. I know we just pulled the Wigglytuff. It's pretty interesting. Break it all down, but still, we got another Fire Breather right there. I feel like a lot of duplicates are going to get pulled because the variance in the set is just so small. So this is a good set as far as like, if they were going to do a set release, which apparently Pokemon needs to do a set release like every month now, it's a good set because it's so small. So while it's another set, it's a smaller set, which will hopefully make things easier as far as singles go. It looks like pull rates are going to be encouraging as far as very similar to what we saw with Mega Evolution, and one special illustration every 2 boxes. I think that's fine. Like, that's not bad. The Mega Hyper Rare, I am obviously a little concerned about. That could be a nutso card to try and pull. Like the Mega Lucario and Mega Gardevoir were like 1,200 packs each, which is pretty crazy. So the Charizard could be very different. It could still be 1 out of 1,200 packs, and we just got really lucky pulling it on the first box. So yeah, I mean, this set, not too bad since it's smaller. I'm a fan. The illustration rares in this set are really cool too. Obviously, I'm a big fan of that Ludicolo, but even like the Meowth is nice. The Piplup, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way the Piplup looks. The Flagon looks really, really cool. There's some really cool artworks in this set. Even like that full art Sharpedo, like looking at some of the lesser known and popular Pokemon that still have really cool artworks is very neat. So coming down to it, we got a few packs left here, and then 3 packs left. We'll see if we can pull something else pretty good at the end here. Maybe another full art or something like that. Maybe another illustration rare. Maybe, just maybe, one of these last 2 packs will have another Mega Hyper Rare Charizard. Can you imagine? That's called being super greedy. So we won't be overly greedy. We'll be happy with what we got, as it's been a very good opening so far. Looks like 15 hits is going to be pretty much the norm. Obviously, we had that one really busted box with 17 hits, but 15 has been the norm for the last 3. So we'll see how we finished up in this last box. This might have only been 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 again. So 1, 2, 3, so 4 illustration rares for this one. So it still looks like, you know, a little bit over 4, which is really positive. So I'm going to work on getting this master set all put together. Make sure you guys come back on Friday for the pull rate video, but that's also when you're going to want to comment and enter to win the master set. So make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, turn notifications on. I'll link the Discord in the description. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, to support. Like, all you guys are absolutely amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. We'll be back Friday with another video. Until next time, guys. Peace.